on a Thursday morning. It's morning. It's not afternoon. I don't know what's going on. We're a week away from Thanksgiving. Welcome into the bullpen. It is a Bull and Fox edition, as it is every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Dustin, how you doing?
I am wonderful on this lovely morning
Yeah.
in Western New York. I'm in Buffalo, New York this morning after doing a little Maction last night.
Yeah.
Had a nice game. It was freezing cold last night here in Buffalo. It was in the lower 30s, felt like in the 20s. And hey, welcome to November, right?
Yeah, last time I was in Buffalo, we went to this great restaurant. Like it's a wing joint, but it also had beef on weck sandwich. Have you ever had
Dude,
that?
so yes, and
Okay.
in fact,
Yeah.
my partner Matt Schumacher has never been to Buffalo, and so he got here. We both got
Where's
here
he
on
from?
Tuesday.
Like
He's
South
from
somewhere?
he's from St. Louis originally. He
Yeah.
lives in
Oh, yeah.
Indianapolis now.
Okay.
But so we went on Tuesday night to a
Yeah.
place called Bar Bill. Bar Bill
That's
is one of
it.
the
That's the place.
okay.
Yeah.
Unbelievable,
The
right?
best place. Yeah.
Dude, so good. And what's crazy about Bar Bill
Yeah.
is that it's relatively new. Like it's
I didn't
been
realize that.
in the last like 8 or so years, it's just opened.
Yeah.
They have 3 locations in Buffalo,
Yeah.
and dude, the wings were off the charts.
Oh my God.
But the beef on weck was, and I've had
Amazing.
beef on weck at a bunch of different places in
Yeah.
Buffalo throughout my time. I've been coming here since, obviously since '07, and it was amazing, dude. Amazing.
Yeah.
He loved it too.
It's so funny because I couldn't think of the name of the place, and then you said it. I went there over the summer when I was coming back from Toronto, and you're right. This place, folks, if you're in Western New York, if you're anywhere near Buffalo, go to this place. And I'm not even a crazy big wing guy, as like I'm not one of these guys that die. But I went with another family, a friend of mine from college who I hadn't seen in like years, and we ordered like 50 wings for the table and just shared all the different flavors. And the beef on wick and all their like side dishes were amazing. But anyway, while
And then
everybody hungry,
one more
Yeah.
food thing. So I have
Yeah.
to tell you this
Yeah.
because I know you'll be back to Buffalo at some point.
Yeah.
Last night after the game, we
Yeah.
wanted to get some more wings, and it was late. It was like 11 o'clock. This game took forever last night.
Yeah.
There was a million turnovers and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so we go to a place called Elmo's. Elmo's is another amazing spot in Buffalo that I have always wanted to go and heard about,
Yeah.
but never really had been able to go. It's a super dive. It's
Yeah,
near
yeah.
the Buffalo campus up here in Amherst,
Right.
and they have amazing wings, I was told.
Yeah.
So we go last night after the game. This is at 11 o'clock at night, and the place is open till like 2:30 in the morning. Now they didn't serve food that late, but we got there like for last call for food, which is great.
Nice. Okay.
And so we order these wings, and Matt is like not a big wing guy, but he will eat wings. Dude, we ate like 30 wings combined, and he never eats wings. He said they were the best he's ever had.
Damn.
I think they were probably the best I've had. The way that they do them,
Yeah.
they do this like double dip thing. So we got, for example,
Yeah.
and I know we'll talk some sports in 2
I'm
seconds.
so hungry right now.
Dude, I'm telling you, they're so good. I'll send you a picture of what they look like because they fry them.
Yeah.
Okay, so they fry them, then they toss them in a sauce.
Yeah.
And then they put them on the grill.
Oh, yeah. I like
And then
that.
once they get a little char on the outside,
Yeah.
then they toss them in another sauce. So we got like last night we got hot barbecue, right? And then we also got Cajun honey mustard. Dude, the way that, and they were big wings. And some places give you the cheap ass wings, the
big
small
fat
guys.
Wings. Yeah.
No, dude, these were monster wings, and I'm going to send you a picture right now of these that are amazing. And everyone, well, you know what? I should just share with everybody because everyone's probably like, well, I want to see these wings.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can see the wings.
Let me see. Yeah, those do look really good.
You can see the char on those suckers, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I'm starving.
Dude, so
I'm gonna
good.
pig
All
out
right.
today. Now.
Talk
All
some
right.
sports. I'm sorry.
Well, and by the way, and Dustin had Buffalo, Miami of Ohio yesterday, and there was a catch it was a kid on Buffalo, right?
McMillan, the receiver,
who made a crazy catch. It was number 2 on SportsCenter's top 10. So check that out. I still don't know how he caught this ball.
I don't either.
All right. Speaking of which, I was just I was talking off the air we were talking off the air about before you came on. I was talking to the guys about Trent Richardson and how they traded him the next year. You and I loved the trade. The fans were all pissed at us. It turned out to be smart to trade him, although, of course, do you remember who they used the pick on?
Barkevius Mingo.
Close. That's what I thought at first, because that's who they drafted first the year before. But they actually used this pick on Johnny Manziel.
Oh, pick 22. Pick 22. Yeah.
And then
Mingo was like the 7th pick, right? Or something.
Yeah.
Or 4th.
9th, 7th. I don't know. He was high.
Top 10.
Whatever it was.
Top 10.
But then it got us into a conversation about Josh Gordon, because we were talking about like Myles Garrett. Like Myles Garrett just playing at such a high level. I asked Mary Kay earlier, like, is this the highest level you've ever seen a Browns play at? And she said yes. But Josh Gordon for 1 year, I mean, folks who don't know, if you're young or whatever, like that 1 year Josh Gordon had whatever it was he had yardage wise. I should have looked it up before now. That was one of the most
2013, 2014.
Let's see. Was it 14?
He had like 1,300 yards, right?
More than that. He had I want to say it was 1,600 yards.
1646, 9 touchdowns in only 14 games.
And what year was it?
13. 2013, sorry.
Folks, if you're too young to like, and no, like, if you're thinking about the history of football, you're never going to think about Josh Gordon unless you're a Browns fan, because he never had more than 805 yards in the season besides that year, and just he threw his career down the toilet with all the drug stuff. And after that season, he played 10 games over the next 4 years, and he had one bounce back season.
If he was playing today, he'd be in the league for a decade because weed's not an issue anymore.
Right. But that season, playing, I mean, you think about that in 2013, the quarterbacks for the Browns that year were Jason Campbell, played 9 games, started 8. Brandon Weeden played 8, started 5, and then Brian Hoyer started the other 3. Not a who's who of great quarterbacks. I mean, the Browns have had worse than that trio, but and those 3 guys combined for 25 touchdowns and 20 picks. But Josh Gordon that year was, I mean, that was crazy if you're considering the quarterbacks, how little talent he had around him. I mean, the next leading receiver was tight end Jordan Cameron, and it was just crazy. And they didn't have anybody with more than 377 yards rushing either that year. Yeah,
Adam, there was a stretch during the 2013 season.
Yeah,
where for a 4-game stretch where he had 774 yards receiving over 4 games, which, by the way, at that time, and it's still to this day, surpassed Calvin Johnson's record for a 4-game stretch. So it was unbelievable. And in that stretch, just to add a little bit more context here, he had back-to-back 200-plus yard games. He had 237 yards receiving against the Steelers, and then comes back the next week and has 261 yards receiving against the Jaguars.
I know. And he had 5 touchdowns in those 4 games. And what's so Browns is that, of course, they lost all those games.
Of course.
Sadly.
Of course.
Jeffrey Champion says, did you guys see the Jerry Jeudy press conference? Did you see that by any chance?
No chance. Did not.
Okay.
Fill me in. Enlighten me.
So Jerry Jeudy was doing one of the weekly press conferences, and he looked miserable. Like he had this look on his face, like he just wanted to be anywhere but there. And he wasn't nasty or anything, but they asked him like 4 questions, and every question he answered with like 2 words. Now, I understand he's frustrated. I don't know if there's anything he's specifically ticked off about with the beat reporters, but Jeff saying it seemed like he was checked out. I mean, clearly he was angry or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I didn't think it was that big a deal, but a lot of people made a lot out of it. That he was pissed. There you go. B. Skrills. He was upset about something. Yeah, it did seem like he was ticked off. Now, what it was specifically, I have no idea. But
who knows? Maybe he's fighting with his girlfriend. You never know. I mean, these guys have so much going on beyond just football, and then football on top of things sometimes exacerbates the problem. Yeah. So it's not fun to be on a losing team. I promise you that. And you're in late November. Your team's not playing for anything.
Yeah.
It's not a friendly place to be. I mean, you feel how cold it is outside today. You think
Yep.
you want to go to work and hit somebody today? No chance.
I kind of do. There's some people I could hit, but
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, dude. It's not fun. It's not
No,
fun. I mean,
no,
football
I
is
hear you.
supposed to be fun. It's a kid's game, and
Right.
it becomes taxing on
Yeah.
bad teams this time of year,
All right. I think it's going to be fun for Shedeur Sanders. We hope. We'll get to that in a second. But want to tell you about the Bet Rivers Animal House special. When Cleveland scores Sunday against Las Vegas on offense, didn't happen last week, unfortunately. Hopefully it will this week. Bet Rivers is going to make you a winner. All bullpen viewers will win a bonus bet from Bet Rivers in Ohio. Again, you have to live in Ohio, or you have to be in Ohio. If Cleveland scores an offensive touchdown this Sunday, November 23rd, then watch the next Bull and Fox show, which will be Tuesday, November 25th at 9 a.m. to collect your reward. It's the Animal House special courtesy of the Bullpen and Bet Rivers. Must be 21. Available in Ohio only. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Shedeur Sanders officially getting his first start. Mary Kay, the first to report it. What are your expectations for him in this game?
I mean, not high. Not high, but my expectations are for him to play better than he did last week against the Baltimore Ravens. That was a tough spot to be put into.
Yep.
To basically he knew at halftime that he was going to play. So, in the second half he comes out and does the best that he can with limited reps in practice. If basically any reps in practice, I don't think he got many at all, if any. And goes into a situation where Baltimore was teeing off on him, and they knew, based on what this guy did in college, that you pressure him, he can be prone to take sacks and throw interceptions and do all those things. Well, that happened, and so it wasn't the best performance. I did think the throw to Larvidan was a really good throw and had a chance. He probably should have took the underneath throw. Sean King pointed that out to us this week when we did UCSS, but overall, man, I expect him to play better in this game. I also think the Browns' game plan is not going to be throwing every down. I think they're going to give him some easier throws where he's not going to be asked to do a ton, and I wouldn't expect him to do a ton in this game.
Yeah.
If they can win the game, I think you'd be happy with that. I think you'd take that. I think a stat line, if you want to set a bar of a level of expectation for this game, the stat line should be like somewhere around 12 for 17 or 10 for 17. I don't really want him to throw more than 20 times in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if he could throw for 185 yards, a touchdown,
that'd be huge.
That'd be good. You want him to be solid. You can't, if your expectation going into this is, well, he better throw for with all the hype, he better throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's being stupid. He's a rookie. He's a late draft pick. He's got things in his game that need to be worked on as a young player. The talent, it's the same thing. As much as I've been critical of Dylan Gabriel, I wasn't expecting him to throw for 300 yards in any game. I mean, that's just not realistic in this situation, and it's not realistic for Shedeur Sanders either. I think there is definitely a level of excitement that you wouldn't have with Dylan Gabriel. I think you're going to see a big crowd of Browns fans in Vegas for this. I think there already would have been, because I'm sure a lot of Browns fans were planning to travel to Vegas for this game before the season started, and now I'm guessing there'll be more Browns fans than Raiders fans there, because both teams stink.
There will be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Browns fans all over the country, and think about this: Browns backers, worldwide, the largest, backers in the NFL. So Vegas is a great place for people to. It's a destination, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people have planned this for a year. People even from Ohio are going to this game.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, trip to Vegas. It's a reason to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Vegas in 6 years.
Right.
I don't even know what it's like anymore, but having an NFL team there certainly helped them. They have an NHL team as well, and that whole deal. But
they're gonna have a baseball team soon too,
and WNBA team as well too.
WNBA, yeah.
So I think it's going to be a very home friendly environment for Shedeur, which is great.
No weather to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this game for Shedeur to me is less about an immediate win and more about the process for him to develop into a starting quarterback in this league, and the Browns need to evaluate the future of that position.
Yeah.
And this game obviously gives them a chance to find some more data points, to go towards whether or not he can be in the mix going forward. So they got to protect him. I know that much.
Right. And he's clearly not afraid to take some shots downfield, and you don't want to go crazy, but I think it's important to take some shots downfield because that will hopefully open things up for Quinshon Judkins at least a little bit, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Listen, I talked to Zach Jackson yesterday on the phone just to, a check-in. We do every so often. We'd talk for a half hour, 45 minutes, just BS about anything from Maction to Shedeur, right? And I'm like, dude, what do you think about Shedeur this week? What should the expectations be? And it's pretty much the same thing we just said. But he did point out that Shedeur does, in some moments, some instances, makes some plays. Like he'll step up in the pocket and he'll look like what an NFL quarterback, a prototypical NFL quarterback should look like.
Right.
And the ball will come out of his hand the way that it should come out of a really good quarterback's hands. So there are glimpses, I think, into Shedeur that make you think, man, there's something there.
Yeah.
But then, then you have those rookie moments. And you can't, when you take a sack in the NFL, a sack's obviously terrible.
Yeah.
Kills drives, kills games. But if you take a sack for 15 yards, because he tries to get away and spins out and ends up making a bad play into a disastrous play.
Right. You can't overcome those. Yeah.
You cannot overcome those. No. Those are almost like as bad as turnovers.
Yeah.
Honestly, in some cases. It's like, don't make it worse by scrambling around. It's like, dude, just, sometimes you see like guys on the kickoff return or punt return and they'll like reverse field and they end up losing 10, 15 yards. It's like, what are you doing? Just accept the loss and move on.
Right. Live to fight another day, right?
Correct.
Toss the ball out of bounds, or at the very least, take the sack 4 yards back and not 14 yards back. So it'll be fascinating to see how he performs this week, how they perform around him this week. One guy that's always ready to perform at a high level is Myles Garrett. 15 sacks. He is the all-time NFL leader in sacks per game, averaging nearly no player in the history of the NFL with 100 or more sacks has ever averaged a sack per game. Now, he doesn't average a sack per game for his career, but he's close. And nobody's done it ever, and I don't know if he will by the time he retires. But as someone who played defense in the NFL, how crazy is it to watch a guy play at this high a level?
It's incredible, to be honest with you. And I think it's something that, because the Browns have not had a lot of success, I think we take it for granted a little bit, what we're seeing what we're witnessing, because teams are scheming around one player. They're doing everything that they can to stop one guy, and they still can't stop him. And it's unfortunate the Browns can't win some games, because I think the world would be talking about what Myles Garrett is doing in Cleveland right now.
Yeah.
He's playing at a Michael Jordan, LeBron James, you name the GOAT in any sport.
Yeah.
Like, he's in the zone right now and cannot be stopped. And I think he's going to break the sack record this season.
Yeah, I agree.
Of 22 and a half. I think he's going to break it. I think he's going to break it like easily.
I agree.
And I think it'll be like 24 or 25.
Yeah. It is crazy. And yes, the fact that the team stinks, he's not going to get enough, his due. I mean, the 2 weeks in the last month where he had 5 sacks and 4 sacks, he did not win player. I don't really care about Player of the Week awards. I don't know if he cares about Player of the Week awards, but he didn't win Player of the Week, probably because they lost both those games. And it's just like, there's nobody playing anywhere close to. I said this to Mary Kay earlier. I said, Joe Burrow might be back this week, right? Which is crazy. Because I didn't think he'd be back this early. Now the Bengals are probably out of it, but I get it. You bring him back. He's the starting quarterback. Okay. When the Bengals and Browns play the last week of the season, unless the Bengals need that game to make the playoffs, which is unlikely because they're so far out of it, I can't imagine it's the case. If the Bengals have nothing to play for, I tell Joe Burrow, you are not playing this game. Myles Garrett may kill you. You may die on the field from Myles Garrett. So, and I've never felt that way about playing any team ever. But Myles Garrett is one of one. He is more impactful in terms of, like, to me, the Browns defense would just be okay without him. I mean, I know they got some good players on the D line.
They're probably below average, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, Schlesinger, love Schlesinger, but man, he makes everything better.
Not only does he just make plays and make everything better, but it allows Jim Schwartz to know that it's going to require the offense to basically take 3 guys to try to block him.
Yeah.
And so they can scheme around that. I mean, they know that that's going to get handled over there, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and exploit this weakness now.
Yeah.
Because we know that they got a chip and they got to have an extra tight end on this side, and they're going to lean this way. So you know what? Why don't we bring some pressure on the backside? Or why not disguise some pressure and then drop into the flat, the defensive end, or whatever it may be in the situation. Point is, it's making Jim Schwartz's job a lot easier, and it's making offensive coordinators have nightmares thinking about planning for a game against Myles Garrett.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, one other thing about Myles Garrett before we move on here, I had been in the camp where, as great as Myles Garrett is, I understood why maybe it made sense to trade him because you probably could get a lot in return. But I've been thinking about this lately, especially because this year he's just played so incredibly well. If you think about it, now there's no guarantees here, but you think about some of the greatest defensive ends of all time. The 2 that come to mind are Bruce Smith and Reggie White, right? And
yes.
Reggie White was still a Pro Bowler at age 37, right? Age 37, he had 16 sacks. 16 sacks, and was the defensive player of the year at age 37. Bruce Smith, who played till he was 40, still had double-digit sacks at 37 and was a Pro Bowler through his age 35 season. He finished, he was an All-Pro at age 34. So the thought has been, well, you got to trade Myles Garrett because by the time the Browns are good, he'll be too old. And I was thinking about this, and I'm like, wait a second. Myles Garrett is the freakiest of freak athletes we've ever seen. The 2 greatest pass rushers, 2 greatest defensive ends that I've seen play, Bruce Smith and Reggie White, were both good till their mid-30s. Why couldn't Myles Garrett play? Myles Garrett is just about to turn 30 next month. Couldn't he be great for another 5 years? Is there any reason to think that he won't be great? Unless he has a massive injury for 5 more years. And if that's the case, then maybe the Browns did do the right thing keeping him, because as bad as the Browns have been, it's not impossible that in 2-3 years they turn it around, get a good quarterback, and he's still maybe late prime, but still in his prime. What say you?
I think there's no doubt. I brought up Dwight Freeney as another one, the other day.
Good point.
Dwight Freeney was 35 playing for Arizona, and had eight sacks that year.
Yeah.
And then, he played at 36. He played for Atlanta, didn't do a ton, played 15 games, had 3 sacks. So he kind of like winded down at the end, but he played to be, it was 37 when he retired.
Yeah.
In 2017.
Yeah. Bruce Smith still had 5 sacks in 16 games in 2023 as a 40-year-old.
In what year? Not 2023.
I'm sorry. In 2003.
2003.
Yeah. With Washington. I even forgot he played for Washington late in his career. I couldn't remember that.
Dude, he did play for Washington late in his career.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
From 2000 to 2003, he played his last 4 years in Washington, ages 37 to 40, and he still had 29 sacks in those 4 years. I mean, think about that.
I don't see any reason why Myles Garrett couldn't play to be 40.
And Myles,
I don't know that he wants to. He might. Who knows?
He may want. Listen, Bruce Smith is the all-time sack leader in terms of official stats. Obviously, the stat wasn't kept officially before 1982, but officially, Bruce Smith is the all-time sack leader with 200. I don't think there's any reason that if Myles Garrett stays relatively healthy, he couldn't break that record. Obviously, it'll take a while, but I mean, he's got 117 and a half sacks. So let's say he gets another 8 this year. That's 125. That means he'd need 75 more sacks. If he averages 15 a year for the next 3 years after this, then he's only 30 away. And, I think it's good. It's not going to be easy to get 200 sacks, But I think he's got a shot if he wants to. If he wants to play late, into his late 30s, even 40, I think he'll break Bruce Smith's career record.
I think if Myles Garrett is healthy enough,
Yeah.
and I think if he hasn't had a lot of concussions,
Sure.
I think
Yes.
he'll play a long time because he's a smart guy.
Yep.
He's not going to sacrifice his mental health and his brain health for, those extra years.
That's true. Yeah.
So if he's had a relatively, and he has to this point. I mean, he hasn't missed much time, and I don't think he's had any concussions. So I mean, it's
I can remember. No,
at least not any documented that he missed time for.
Right,
so
right.
I think it's going to be fascinating if he stays healthy for the next 5 or so years. Why couldn't he play as long as he wants at that level? I mean, we're seeing what LeBron's doing in the NBA is crazy for a 40-year-old to be doing what he's doing. And really in other sports too. It's just we're at a time where the technology, the recovery, and the health of these players it's being extended.
Right.
Because guys are taking better care of their bodies and they're learning how to take care of their bodies. We're monitoring players in practice with GPS and seeing, we know like when a player is exerting too much energy, he's going to pull a muscle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy where we're at, dude. If we were playing, if I was playing nowadays, I may have played a couple more years longer. You never know.
Yeah, probably would have. The Vikings botched your whole situation at the start.
Man, F those guys. Someone reminded me last night, my producer in my game, in my ear in the middle of the game, he's a Vikings fan.
Yeah.
Somehow it randomly came up something, and he goes, "Man," he's like, "Man, Brad Childress fucked you, man."
Oh God. So
I was like, I mean, it is what it is.
Bastard. On a much lighter note, you speak of the same thing, right? Like you talk about LeBron, who's you combine the technology with the freaks like LeBron and Myles Garrett, and that's what you get is guys that still play. You think about like Kevin Durant, like we don't even talk about him the same way as LeBron. Obviously, he's not LeBron, but he's an all-time great player. He's 37, and he's still.
Last night?
What is that?
How many did he have last night?
He had 20. Now he didn't shoot particularly well. He was 6 of 18 for the field and he didn't shoot his threes well, but he still had 20 points on a bad night. You know what I mean? But this
Sengun,
dude, that guy is so good. I don't watch as much basketball as you. I said yesterday on the show I would trade Evan Mobley straight up for Sengun
in a heartbeat,
right? And I mean he's way better than Mobley. Sengun had 28 points, 11 boards, 7 assists. Just crazy. And although he took that, did you happen to see the play where Jared Allen dunked on him, but they called an offensive foul? I mean, he posterized.
Oh yeah,
Sengun.
No, he did.
That was
he also had a steal on a block, Sengun too.
Yeah, I mean he's fantastic, and the Rockets are a fun team to watch. I mean that Amen Thompson, I mean he's a pain in the neck, and Donovan Mitchell was having his worst game ever in the fourth quarter. Obviously picked it up. I think he had 2 points going into the fourth quarter, or maybe late in the third. He finishes with 21, but again, Evan Mobley with just kind of a quiet game. 18 points, 6 rebounds. He didn't block any shots. He didn't have any assists. I mean, he didn't make any threes. He was 4 of 10 from the free throw line. Like what happened?
It's called an off night. I mean, the team right now just they shot 34% from the field in the first half and just 40 points. I mean, they're just not playing good basketball right now. The shot selection is not great. The threes aren't falling, and I don't know. I was at the game that they won against Milwaukee. They probably don't win, by the way, if Giannis finishes the game.
Oh, yeah, probably not.
Because they were down and they ended up making a comeback. Even with Giannis out of the game was like it was in doubt, in the fourth quarter.
Right.
There was a question if they were going to win or not. But being at that game, man, they felt flat for some reason. I don't know what it was, but even I mean, the crowd, we wanted to get into it.
Yeah.
And when Merrill started, banging those threes down in the third quarter the other night, it got going and that gave them a little juice. But man, it just didn't feel something's off right now with them. And I hope they figure it out.
Yeah, they made a nice run in the third quarter. Like they were playing terrible for 2.5 quarters. They made a nice run in the third quarter and got right there, but then they just kind of fell, and they played well in the fourth quarter at the beginning, and then they kind of fell apart at the end. I got to tell you, though, one guy, I've been so negative about the Cavs, but one guy that I like watching, and every time I see him play, I'm like, there's something there. Craig Porter Jr., man, he seems to get better. 9 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, and 2 block shots in 26 minutes. I mean, this guy.
Bro, we went to the game.
Really good.
We went to the game on Monday.
Yeah.
And it was me, my wife, and another couple.
Yeah.
And we're in the car driving home after the game, and the girls were talking about. They're like, "Who's that Porter Jr.?"
Yeah.
I'm like, Craig Porter Jr. I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah.
A really good player.
It's rare in the NBA, like an undrafted player makes an impact, but he feels like he's a legit player. I don't know. I'm ready to buy. I'm buying in on Craig Porter Jr.
Same. I like his game.
Yeah.
Plays with confidence too. Sorry. Go ahead.
Absolutely. No. I was just going to wrap things up. Everybody, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. Again, let me remind you about the Bet Rivers Animal House Special. When Cleveland scores Sunday against Las Vegas on offense, Bet Rivers is going to make you a winner. All bullpen viewers win a bonus bet from Bet Rivers, but they have to score an offensive touchdown this Sunday. So root for an offensive touchdown, then watch the next Bull and Fox show next Tuesday at 9 a.m., November the 21st, to collect your reward. It's the Animal House Special, courtesy of the Bullpen and Bet Rivers. Must be 21, available in Ohio only. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Thanks to Alex and Z for producing today. We'll talk to you next time right here in the Bullpen with Bull and Fox. See you, everybody. Thanks.